Hi, Allie Jackson. Hi, Bree Sinead. Come on in, you guys. As soon as I saw that Keke Palmer was coming out with the video with Usher, I already knew I wanted to go live, but I just wanted to see like how everything was playing out. So y'all come on in so we can talk about this. Hey Tara, hey Janelle. So while y'all are coming in, I just want to let everyone know that doesn't know. I have a website called LaVitaRosaStyle.com where you can find cute accessories like these cassette tape earrings, which are my best sellers, as well as these handmade, customized rings. So make sure y'all check out my website. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the chat real quick. Because I like to put the link so you just click it. Okay, put that up on the screen. Okay, hey Marie B, you look so pretty and relaxed. Thank you. I actually just woke up from a nap. It was a long day, so I had to take a nap before I did this live. I didn't want to be on here all tired and whatnot, but thank you. Hey Day. So I just before we get started, I just want to say make sure you check out my last video, Ready to Love. I don't know if y'all watched that, but if everybody in here watches that, but make sure y'all check out my last live, as well as in association with this video, I already talked about the whole Keke Palmer situation with her now ex-boyfriend, and we're gonna get into that too. But I did a complete breakdown of this situation and how it just felt. His the way that he lashed out felt misdirected, and long story short, he made it seem like it was her outfit, but really, I think everybody else feels like and can see clearly that he was just intimidated by the fact that she was like fangirling over Usher. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Um, and so we see later on that this wasn't just like internet fodder. This wasn't just, oh, a faux pas in their relationship. This They was broken up before the Usher. Oh, that's what you think. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Possibly that would make a little bit more sense because I like for this to actually break y'all up, like it had y'all have had to already have been fractured or something major. Like y'all must have already been on the edge because broken all the way up and then okay, let's say they were broken up. I could have sworn they had like a podcast together or they did a podcast together recently before this. I don't know, y'all. It just doesn't seem it seemed like this is the incident that did it, but I did not think that this would truly like break them up. Like it's crazy how insecurities really can ruin a relationship. I knew Keke wasn't gonna stay with him too long after he did that foolishness. Cause he publicly embarrassed her. And I already played a video of her talking about how, I don't care if a woman does approach me in public or something comes out in public. We're gonna handle this behind closed doors. Like that's one of her deal breakers was she doesn't want to be publicly embarrassed. So child, clearly she was not lying. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and discuss what blew all of this up in the first place. So we've already discussed him talking about it's the outfit though. You a mom. We already discussed that while he's sitting at home with the baby and she's out in Las Vegas with Usher. And he wants to take on this traditional role of the wife shouldn't be embarrassing the husband like this, even though the husband is being taken care of by the wife. That's already non-traditional in nature. Okay. Past all that. Then we see that Keke Palmer and Usher are doing a music video together. And I'm not going to play the song obviously because I don't want to get copyrighted, but I just want y'all to see a little bit of the video, because you would think that Keke Palmer was like the love interest in the video. Really, she's just playing Usher. And I thought it was cute. Like, you see them there, had a little dance breakdown. She's like a, you know, I guess you could say female version of Usher. It wasn't really what it seemed, because a lot of people, when they released the little preview, they were like, "Oh, she's corny for that. Oh, she, if a man did it." Let me see if I still have that picture. Somebody said if a man did what Keke Palmer is doing, Black women would be calling him all types of lame and corny. This is just another example of Black women praising women for doing things they say they hate. They say they hate that men do, girl. And somebody else said, "I'm gonna be real, social media do be having a lot of trouble admitting when women are losers for real. This is definitely corny." This is what I have to say about that. Double standards exist. Double standards exist. We have double standards against women all day, every day. Usually women, we're on the negative end of double standards. Yes, if a man did this, we would be calling him corny. You know why we're not calling Keke Palmer corny? You know why we don't call women that, why we don't call out Black women that date non-Black men, why we don't have a lot to say about them? The behavior that men normally, stereotypically, in mass, the behavior that y'all put on whenever y'all do something like this and y'all cheat publicly, y'all do this too much that yes, it is corny, to the point where when we see a woman do it, of course they're gonna uplift her and say go Keke, because we so used to seeing men do this and get away with it and be praised for it from other men defending it, knowing that the other man is wrong, but still gonna say city boys up in trifling situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, is it like, will we be calling a man corny? Yeah, but like I said, double standards exist. And then when you look at the video, it's not like she was all over Usher. And two, like someone in the comments is saying, they're just capitalizing off the situation. Keke and Usher, they're entertainers. They're going to capital. Usher was capitalizing off of it during, asking, was he trending yet? So, I mean, like, personally, I'm not mad at what Keke's doing. Somebody got to earn the money around here and take care of that child. Okay? That's Keke Palmer. Okay? I mean, who would turn down doing a video with Usher? Regardless of the situation. Especially, they're not even together anymore. They're not even together anymore. If she want to go date Usher, they're not even together anymore. Okay. Now, he put out this statement after the little preview was released for the song and her doing the video or whatever. He put out his statement. He says, Darius is per the outlet, Darius is focused on his acting career and wants to put the drama behind him. As for co-parenting, the source says you don't have to be in the same household to be good co-parents. Which that statement wasn't saying much, but clearly they're not together anymore. I hate that they have broken up. But if you publicly embarrass me, you the way that he put her on Front Street in front of everybody and chastised her, and we didn't hear nothing after that. We didn't hear no apology after that. We didn't hear him take back those statements. Clearly he said what he said, he meant what he meant. And so obviously she wasn't here for that and left him. And let's just be honest. He needs her more than she needs him. In these sort of relationships, in these sort of relationships where the power dynamics are off, like rich older man, or just rich man in general dating a woman that didn't have much, that woman have to cater to that man. That woman has to cook, clean, be the homemaker. You know what I'm saying? In order to get those shopping trips, in order to, she has to feed that ego. And clearly he wasn't playing his role. You can't say you want to be the man of the house and you're being taken care of at the same time. So you have to feed into the role that you're in. And clearly he couldn't handle that. And hopefully he does get an acting role or something like that. I remember looking up his jobs. I don't remember seeing him acting in anything though. Hopefully this situation, maybe he could capitalize and get some Tubi movies or something like that. But I do want to play this clip of what Steve Harvey said, because I think somebody did say that in the chat, but I did want to pull up this clip of what Steve Harvey told Keke Palmer, because Keke does have to learn from this and make sure she chooses people that are on her level so that they don't get intimidated by somebody like Usher. She's going to be around other celebrities. It is what it is. She's Keke Palmer. She's going to be around the Michael B. Jordans. She's going to be around the, A-list celebrity men. And this man, he's very intimidated, clearly, because he is insecure about his standing. And I'm going to play what Steve Harvey said, because I feel like he gave her the best advice.
Uncle Steve is always trying to get me with the billionaire. I'm like, Uncle Steve, I don't need the billionaires. I just need some simple stuff. I don't like to mix my industry business with my personal life. I'm just laying low in private, love.
Uncle Steve ain't trying to get you with no billionaire. He trying to get you with somebody that has a plan to have something. That's what I keep trying to get you to do. You can't quit bringing these.
Anytime I see Uncle Steve out, he's like, now I got this guy. He's got a net worth of 300 zillion. And y'all can really create generations of
zillionaires. With somebody with something. Quit trying to give a boy your lifestyle and he ain't earned it. Everybody don't start off a billionaire, but you got to have a boy that's got a plan to at least be one. I'm not saying you got to be a billionaire, because hell, I ain't a billionaire.
And I've dated.
Now, ain't that exactly what just happened? You trying to give your lifestyle to someone who didn't earn it? Because from what I saw, I was listening to a few episodes of her podcast, and I think mainly the main way he was making money was through whatever show that they were doing together, and he was working for her company or something like that. And I do think to begin with, maybe he was like a personal trainer or like that, something like that, but he dropped everything in order to be invested in her company. And it's like, you need a man with a plan, like Steve said. Like, at least somebody who wants something. I personally think Keke needs somebody who is on her level as far as money wise, at least, because someone who is solid financially and isn't dependent upon, Keke, should not be threatened by USHER, especially going to a concert and you see this is what USHER does. You knew she was going to go see USHER. And you can't tell me, like, we already been through how Keke has been risque on the internet before, but you're threatened by what she's wearing and she's a mom, you know? So you need someone who understands you're a celebrity and you're going to be in those circles. She should have got with someone who's got money or in the process of getting money, not someone struggling to get noticed. Agreed. Because the only way I could grasp who he was is because they said he was the brother to Dro on Insecure. And I don't even know Dro's real name. I just know he's Dro from Insecure. And he wasn't even the main character on that show. No. If you are gonna get with someone, it needs to be main character energy. Okay. Even if he's not like a Michael B. Jordan, it needs to be someone who is successful in their craft or takes their craft seriously and doesn't drop everything to work for you. Because clearly you don't have much going on if you're willing to drop everything to work for the woman as a man and you're traditional. Honestly, the ones on her level do not date black women. Are you talking about the black men? Because I'm saying, like, she doesn't have to stay in the black realm. She can date. There's a variety of races that you could date. Look at Serena Williams. She dated Drake. She dated Common. And, you know, I guess maybe not Common, but to a certain extent, they were more so on her level money-wise or whatever. But then she expanded her horizons and married the founder of Reddit. Okay? And they have a beautiful child, have another one on the way. They've been married for a while now. She's very happy. So maybe she should expand her horizons in that way as well and find somebody on her level. I don't know. But Eve, I'm not going to include Zoe Saldana because I don't even think she considers herself black. But yes, you don't have to. Yes, you can find somebody in your tax bracket and he might not look like you, but at least, you know, you can find somebody that will appreciate you and love you and be secure in who they are. Timothy Chalamet, or however you spell his name, was into Keke at last year's Met Gala. She was still with this guy at the time, right? The baby's still young. So I think she was probably still with this young man. But maybe she could circle the block. I don't know. All right, so now I'm going to move on. So I wanted to talk about this situation with I don't know if y'all have been watching this season of Housewives of Atlanta. And I don't know why this situation tickles me so much. So I don't know if y'all been watching this season of Housewives of Atlanta, but there was a little situation that happened. Sheree had a birthday dinner, and I don't know if y'all know, but she is dating Martell of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And so what happened was I think he threw the dinner for her. If I'm not mistaken, he threw a little small dinner for her. No, Sheree invited people. So I don't know who were invited what, but they had a birthday dinner. Okay. I believe Sanya and her husband were in attendance, Marlo and her closest friends, Courtney, that's on the show now. And when it came time for the check to be paid for, instead of Martell picking up the check, he asked for the women's cash apps at the table. And this has sparked a really big debate, but not just between the internet, but between Sheree and Sanya, because apparently Marlo and Sanya were talking behind Sheree's back saying that Martell definitely should have picked up the check, and it was tacky of him. It was tacky of him to ask for people's cash apps. Now, I want to know what y'all think. Personally, now in real life, when we're all going to Applebee's and whenever people have this conversation about splitting the check and us all going out to eat, I always think that there's nuance to this situation, right? We have to keep in mind who is going out to eat. Like if this is me and my friends and we're going out to Applebee's, um, we ain't got it like that. Let's just be honest. We still young. We still, working on our career. Okay. So yes, my thing, we should split the check. I should pay for what I ordered. Point blank, period. I totally agree with that. But I think when we're talking about Housewives of Atlanta, those are supposed to be the upper class. They're supposed to be rich men and women. Okay. And so I would, especially at the age that they are too, they're like late 40s, early 50s. Okay. So, yes, I would think in that group, in those circles, when y'all go out to eat, yes, I would think that the man of the birthday girl, would pick up the check for sure. And especially when you pay, don't ask for people's cash apps because that's extremely tacky. But that doesn't shock me because Martell, if you watch his show, you'll see that Martell has 5 children and he was dependent upon his wife, his ex-wife, to be the breadwinner of the house. And when he cheated on her and she broke up with him, he no longer had that same income. So it's very clear that he doesn't have it like that, right? I and then so the conversation that Sanya and Sheree are having right here is Sanya thought that Martell should pick up the check, and if this were Ross, he definitely would have picked up the check. She even said that in the past, when there was a dinner or something like that, that Candy and Todd picked up the check for the people at the table. That's just something that they do. That's something in their circle that's understood, right? Day says most expensive restaurants don't separate checks. They expect one person to cover the bill because that's how the that sort of crowd works. That's how the upper class works. It's they have it like that. That's nothing to them to spend $1,500 on dinner. You know what I'm saying? So true. 21. I'm 27 and it's hard out here. We struggling. I'm always splitting the check. And I ain't gonna exactly. If he couldn't afford to cover the check, he should have just taken Sheree out by herself. I totally agree. The fact that he asked for the cash app is hilarious. That's what makes it extra like, come on now. You look extra dusty. Cash app and it's extra country. I'm sorry. That's so like naive. That's so green of him to actually think asking for a cash app. That's embarrassing. If I was Sheree, I would be so embarrassed. In fact, I don't even have the just $1,500 to just drop on dinner, but I would have had to drop that $1,500 and just evaporate because I am embarrassed. Martell is ignorant and clueless. Yes. How he gonna throw a dinner party to make everybody pay? Exactly. What was he gonna do with their cash apps? I mean, Martell is very tacky. Sheree just happy he showed up because the last one he didn't even show up. Ooh. I don't know. Like out of everyone that you could have had a fake relationship with, I definitely would not have chose Martell of all people. Of all people. And you know what's so sad? On this show, she's always like referring to him as her man, or maybe they don't have official titles, but talking about how much she likes him and how much they're into each other, whatever. But then when you get to his show, that's my friend, like he's always talking about it as if it's a very platonic thing. You know, he doesn't ever seem super romantic on his show when talking about Sheree, and that's even more so embarrassing. Like Sheree's track record with men has been very embarrassing. Like, oh my goodness, like to go from Bob, who at least had money. We know you were with Bob because of his money, because we just look at Bob. The math ain't math, and Sheree is gorgeous. We know why you with Bob. We know why you got with Bob in the first place, okay? Had to be for the money because it ain't the face, okay? And then you get with Tyrone, who was in jail, okay? He embarrassed you in front of everybody. Wouldn't even show up to dinner. Left you hanging on camera. And we know he didn't have much because he's getting out of jail. So really, he was just going to be laying up with you in Chateau Sheree anyway. And then Martell speaks for itself. If you've ever seen how Martell interacts with his ex-wife or how he interacts with women in general, that's an embarrassment within itself. Martell got to almost Martell had to be held back from fighting an elderly woman. Now, yes, the woman had said something out of pocket. Miss Wanda was out of pocket. But the fact that you almost couldn't control yourself where people had to stand in between y'all, that's an embarrassment. On top of the fact that you have 5 children, Melody has already told on you that you are not contributing to those children. You still haven't gotten your builder's license in order to be an architect or contractor or whatever it is he's trying to do. So, yeah, it's just a dub. Remember how bougie Sheree was the first couple seasons? I know. She's still, to this day, Sheree is acting bougie, but you're not paying people on time. Your clothing line looks like it's from Shein. Like, you would expect something very luxurious, especially at those prices. Because I just had to scroll her website just to see, like, what she had to offer. Those prices were $500 for a sweatshirt, a hoodie. Okay. The biggest issue is Sheree's faking and fronting like she got this great man, then asking for cash apps. Don't set expectations where you know you can't meet. The thing is, I feel like Sheree, if she actually went in the right circles, like hang out with the Married to Medicine ladies, I'm sure they can find you a nice physician, a lawyer, somebody that is gainfully employed, that's a professional. I know if Toya could get a Eugene, Sheree, I know you can get you a nice professional man. I know you can. Sheree's a beautiful woman. She has a great body. Now her business is a little shaky, but at least she has one. She has a nice home. Hopefully she's able to keep it. So I don't know. I feel like she could do better. She could have, but Sheree really did miss out on a bag when it came to the whole workout video thing. I don't know how lucrative those are today, but back when Phaedra and Kenya were doing the donkey versus stallion booty, why wasn't Sheree like, that's your lane? That is your lane. And yes, you could do She by Sheree to like be complimentary of, you know, your fitness business. Like, look, I'm wearing these workout leggings while I'm doing my exercises. Sheree should be doing fitness videos on Instagram and TikTok. I mean, for real, like, you have the platform. That's what frustrates me about some of these women on these shows. Y'all have the platform. Do y'all know what I would do if I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta? If I was on Married to Medicine? I would be constantly promoting my businesses, my YouTube channel, my TikTok. Every time they would walk in the room, I would be filming something. Every time I go to a scene, I'm rocking my jewelry. Okay? Like, whenever I start doing hair, I would have them come in with me on my most highest paying client. Like, I would make sure the hair was popping, so people be like, "Oh, I want to get my hair done by Pinky." You know what I'm saying? Like, capitalize, market yourself. This is free promo. You can promote. Look at what Candy does. Like, she could really give the masterclass on it, because every time we see Candy in the scene, she's not just being filmed for reality TV. She's working and promoting one of her businesses. How these women have not learned from Candy, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. She must not have a good business manager, because somebody should have told her this by now. At this point, Sheree needs to stay single for a good season. I could agree. Like Nene, Sheree is someone who's always shooting herself in the foot instead of collabing with the other girls. She sees them at exactly. Why not have a photo shoot with all of the girls wearing your outfits? Like this season, when Drew said she never got a bag, you send her the full collection. Send her the bag, send her the hoodie, send her the leggings, because she does have Drop It with Drew. She could be Drop It with Drew, could be wearing that while she's working out, filming that. Come on. She's not business savvy. She should have worked with Candy. If you have the opportunity to work with Candy, that was a huge missed opportunity. She definitely missed out on not capitalizing on the fitness train, because she has always been in great shape. That's what she's known for. That's what she's known for. If I had to give her a props on anything, it would be her fitness. Okay, you guys, I don't know if I feel like this was a good meaty video. I don't know. Should I just stop here and then save the rest for another time? I don't know. Let me see. Because I was going to talk about, let me see. I was going to talk about Cynthia. I'll go ahead and talk about her since I brought it up. Because I felt like it was so sad when I read this. The headline says Cynthia Bailey feels somewhat pressured to date again just months after her second divorce. The problem is I'm 56 and I don't have a lot of time. I hate that she feels that way, because at 56 and after having been married twice, I would think that she would be okay with being single. Now, I'm not saying she could never have another love in her life, or, you know what I'm saying, love can't come around for her, because I've seen it plenty of times where women did find love later in life. But the fact that she's uncomfortable with being single at 56, that made me feel so bad, because you're Cynthia Bailey. You're doing amazing. Cynthia has her own purses. Cynthia's doing very well. And, you have Lake Bailey. Your daughter is doing amazing. Like, you raised her. This is your time to enjoy life. Everything you worked hard for. Yeah, those relationships, they didn't work out. Peter was never going to work out. Y'all, go. I think I had a little bit of, what's the word? A little bit of revisionist history or something when I used to watch the show. I thought about it in a nostalgic, happy way between her and Peter. I don't know why, because Cynthia was crying. She was crying before they got married. She was crying at the bachelorette party. Cynthia was not happy with Peter. And the way Peter was treating her, Cynthia had fibroids at one point, and he was complaining about her not having the drive to want to, sleep with him. And I thought that was so sick. This woman is sick, and you're expecting her to please you. It's definitely giving what's his name? All these M names. I can't. Maurice from Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's definitely giving Maurice, who definitely was expecting his wife to continue to sleep with him even though she had no drive and cancer, and she felt like it was her duty. So I don't know. It wasn't never gonna work out with Peter, and Peter was spending all the money anyway. To this day, Peter, his businesses are going belly up, right? So it wasn't never gonna work with Peter. Her choosing Mike and all these girlfriends he didn't had, he'd never been faithful in a relationship. I think we all felt like that wasn't gonna work. I wanted it to work. I had hope for it. I thought they were cute together, but essentially, come on, that was a huge red flag. Huge red flag. And I think one of his daughters didn't seem like she was too happy about them getting married anyway. So that just, I don't know. And then remember, like, she had her wedding during the panorama. I know that's not the word. Don't correct me. I know it's not the word. I'm saying it because I don't want to get demonetized. But she had her wedding during the panorama, and it was a huge scandal because people were like, well, you're having a super spreader event, and she was trying to have it on this particular date, and Mike said I would just be happy with going to the courthouse, but Cynthia just had to have it on that date, even though we were right smack dab in the middle of Covisha. And it just felt like she wanted the spectacle, almost like she wanted to overshadow her last wedding because her last wedding was so, iffy with her mom and her sister trying to hide the marriage license. Maybe she wanted to, I don't know, child. But it seems like that relationship was more so for show with the whole, what was their hashtag chill? It felt manufactured. It felt like Cynthia was forcing a relationship because she didn't want to be alone. And I don't want her to end up in another situation like that, because the problem is I'm 56 and I don't have a lot of time. A lot of time for what? You're supposed to be relaxing. You're supposed to be having fun, going on trips. Like, I don't know. I just hated this headline when I read it. Cynthia's too beautiful for that. Like, that last husband was an opportunist. Cause didn't she say she met him on Steve Harvey's show or something like that? Yeah, I don't know. If Cynthia finds someone that's great, but life isn't about having a man, it isn't. It isn't. Because she is loved. She has a daughter. She has her sister, her mother. She has family. Like, it's not like Cynthia's all alone. If Cynthia finds someone that's great, too bad she can't go back to Leon. I always wondered, like, why don't they just get back together? I always wondered, like, because they seem like they have such great chemistry, but maybe they don't want to cross that line. Maybe they're better off with being friends. But they say your friends make the best husbands. That's what they say. But I don't know. They already went down that road. Maybe it's not the time. You're right. Cynthia attracts narcissistic personalities, Nene and Kenya included. Cynthia seems very codependent. Yes, that's a great point. I think it's because Cynthia is so, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say codependent, but a little bit. She does seem a bit codependent, especially by this little statement right here. And also, I feel like she always finds these people that she's willing to go above and beyond, and they just drain and drain and drain and drain her cup, but they don't necessarily fill her back up. And she needs someone who is gonna reciprocate to her in friendship and in a possible relationship. But you're so right. And I've kind of found myself in that situation many times where I was like giving and giving and giving to the friendship and it wasn't being reciprocated. So I understand where she's coming from with that, but sometimes you got to choose yourself, Lucius. I got to choose me, Lucius. Okay, there was one more thing I was going to talk about. I guess I'll go ahead and talk about it. Y'all, I'm not here for it. Are y'all here for it? Tiffany Haddish to produce show about successful women dating homeless men. Y'all, lately everything Tiffany Haddish does gives me the side eye. After that whole scandal with the child and that ridiculously inappropriate skit, everything she's been doing ever since, I've been giving her the side eye. And oh, don't forget the part where she pulled out that chicken on that red carpet. Let me read. Okay, looks like Tiffany Haddish has a new show concept coming to TVs near you. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Haddish is producing a show about successful women dating homeless men. Per the outlet, she was inspired to produce the show because she once experienced homelessness. I experienced homelessness myself and found that there was a stigma on it I don't think should be there. Everyone deserves to be loved. Everyone deserves to have someone supporting them and caring for them, not necessarily carrying them all the way. If I got money and you don't, who gonna be doing the carrying? It's really important for people to make sure that they know that it's really important for people to make sure that they know that because it's really hard to be homeless. So many Tiffany Haddish, do you think we dumb? Do you think we're dumb? Or because I feel like all of this is insulting my intelligence. Everything that I'm reading. So many people are isolated and living on the streets alone. It's unclear if Chloe and Tristan will be joining the cast as she's currently housing him as her roommate for now. That was hilarious. Anyway, back to what's at hand. Tiffany. Now, I'm not saying homeless people don't deserve love. They don't deserve help. But why are we taking rich women, successful women who worked hard to get to where they are and telling them to date homeless men? Because I know these women are going to be black. And that's another reason why it really made me mad, because we're constantly being served this message that black women should lower their standards and choose people that are not on their level. So to have a show like this coming out, and then this statement, oh, well, I used to be homeless. Well, if you're homeless and you want love, I'm sure there are plenty of people sitting right there on the corner with you that you can look at. You have to date on your same level. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And let's just be honest. If you're homeless, dating should not be that high on your priority list in the first place. Your first priority should be getting yourself off the street. They sure don't tell white women to lower their standards. Cause look, it better not just be black women on this show. because this is the ultimate propaganda, if it is. Because it just feels, it feels like Tiffany is being a puppet right now and trying to, and being used to spread this message even further. That's what it feels like. If you're homeless, I will believe you have some more pressing needs. Exactly. She does too much. Like, where's the class? Absolutely not. That seems like a setup. And Tiffany, you're rich. You're successful. Are you dating homeless men? Because last time I checked, you just dating Common. And he's not homeless. For real, dating costs money. Exactly. You're so right. Dating shouldn't even be in their mind. Like, this better be a joke. Like, remember when Nick Cannon did that, was supposedly doing a show looking for his next baby mama, and it turned out to be like a prank show or whatever? That's what this better be. Because if y'all dead serious, that's sick. Why not do a show about helping the homeless? Exactly. Tiffany might just be dating homeless men. She's weird to me. I wouldn't put it past her. You know what? I wouldn't put it past her either. Low key, I wouldn't. She is a little odd. I don't know, y'all. That this really, really, really rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like the messaging in it. I don't like, because successful women, they should be shooting for the stars. Why would they work so hard to be successful, and then when it comes to their dating life, they would not, they would shoot for the gutter? Like, not saying that homeless people are trash or anything like that. But why would I, especially as a woman, why would I want to be with someone who can't provide for me? And why does it have to be women dating homeless men? Why not get some rich men? Because isn't that more prevalent? Rich men finding nannies, waitresses, secretaries. Rich men, they always find women in the lower socioeconomic class to marry. Rich men do date homeless. If you know, you know. I don't know, y'all. That bothered me. And Tiffany Haddish, she always in some mess that feels like it's degrading to us as a people. Like, that's just a pattern for her. And I don't like it. A lot of times when people are homeless, it is for a reason, not putting them down, but there are jobs out there. Look, I'm not gonna judge, because I don't know. Sometimes people really, they don't have like, they don't have family that they could stay with for a couple of months until they get back on their feet. You know what I'm saying? Um, Different people have different situations. So I'm not going to necessarily judge people for being homeless, but I will judge the fact that you probably should be focused on not being homeless and not dating. And if you are going to date, you need to look to the left and the right and not look up or look to like the Hollywood Hills. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like Tiffany wants to perpetuate chaos. Yes. Yes. I know someone that is homeless right now and they're choosing to be in that situation. And look, I could believe that. I could believe that. I'm sure there are some people, just like some people, when they go to jail and they've been institutionalized in jail, and they don't feel like they can make it on the outside, or they don't want to. They feel like it's easier to just be in jail. I feel like it's the same thing with some homeless people. It's just easier for them to be homeless. I personally couldn't do it, but I'm personally not gonna date anybody in that situation either. Did Common mess her up that bad? Child. And then I remember the other day she said something about how Common broke up with her. I forgot exactly what he said. And I'm just like, girl, I wouldn't have told nobody that. Like she just talked too much in general. Like, we don't need to know that much about your dating life at all. It was already kind of odd that they were dating in the first place. There are people who willfully live in their cars on purpose. I have seen like even people on YouTube and TikTok that live in vans. And they happy. They happy, child. They can have that. I need some stability. Okay? I cannot do this. But y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here. Make sure y'all check out lavidarosastyle.com where you can find cute accessories like the ones I'm wearing right now. These earrings, as well as these handmade, customized wire rings. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Peace.